Hi everyone, my name is Jayashree Somaya and my driving school's name is Jay's A-1 Driving School. Let's see how to do curbside stop in a manual car. Now, this is uphill road. I have shown you the hill going uphill road and your car is here at the moment. So when you are in the test, they will say you will be doing curbside stop, and in that we would like you to turn your engine off. So when you start your test somewhere on the road, they can sometime in your test they will ask you any time of your test they will ask you to do curbside stop. Now curbside stop they can ask you on a flat road or slightly hilly road or very steep hilly road. On very steep hilly road you don't have to stop in the middle of your hill because the steepness will be too much. So you can stop near the beginning of the hill somewhere here also. So there are less chances of rolling backward, and you don't need to pull your handbrake too much. So these are the things you have to take care of. Now you are sitting in this car and you are asked to do a curbside stop on this hill. So you cannot pull over immediately as soon as the testing officer tells you. You have to think, where am I going to stop? Suppose if you decide to stop here, then 30 meters before you must indicate. Somewhere here you indicate. Now you stop away from any intersection. Don't stop too close to any intersection. You have to take care of that. And if there is an intersection on this side of the road, do not stop exactly opposite side of that intersection. Either you stop before that intersection starts or after that intersection ends. Okay, now, so you indicated 30 meters before, you decrease your speed, check your rear vision mirror, left blind spot, and rear vision mirror, start decreasing your speed and start changing your gears to down gears. And then if you want to know how to change the gears, you watch my video about how to change the gears in a manual car. And then after checking the blind spot, start turning your wheels towards left. Make sure your left indicator is on as you are going down in the gears, getting closer to the curb, and make sure your indicator is still on. Positioning near the curb, you can see you are parallel to the curb and you have to be within 400 millimeters from the curb. Some learners stop here, you are more than 800 to 1 meter away from the curb, then it's a fail item. So you have to be within 400 millimeters from the curb and parallel to the curb, and your indicator should be going in. Then you put the clutch in and brake in and completely come to stop after you select the desired position on the road. Then pull the handbrake on first, then gear into neutral. Remember your brake is on and clutch is on, into neutral and then into first gear. Then turn the left indicator off, then turn the engine off. Then the testing officer will say start off. Then you will clutch in, brake in, and you will start your engine. Then turn the right indicator on. Then bring the left hand on the handbrake. Now bring the clutch to friction point. Then take your foot off the brake and go on the accelerator pedal. When you bring your foot on the clutch on the friction point, when you bring your clutch to friction point, and then if you take your foot off the brake, your car will not roll. So make sure you hold the left foot on the clutch on the friction point, then bring your foot on the accelerator pedal and start slight accelerating. Now your right indicator is on, your clutch is on the friction point, your hand is on the handbrake, your eyes have to be in your rear vision mirror and right external mirror. When you see no cars coming from behind you, no cars, then you bring your clutch slightly above, very little, slightly above the friction point, and slightly accelerate more. Do not accelerate too much. Just enough that when you put the handbrake down, your car should go forward only, not backward. That's why we give slight acceleration more. If you give too much acceleration, and as soon as you put the handbrake down, you may start rolling forward and you may not get the time to check your blind spot. Now, some people have a habit of checking their blind spot before they put the handbrake down. No. If you have that habit, I don't mind. That's okay. But after you put the handbrake down and after you start rolling before you start rolling forward, you have to check your right blind spot again, because some people check their blind spot, then they put the handbrake down and then they start accelerating, bringing the clutch to slightly above the friction point, and then start accelerating, and they take a couple of seconds in doing that. By that time, the situation of the traffic behind you can change. So remember that just before you put the handbrake down and start rolling forward, you have to check your blind spot again. So now you have come slightly above the friction point, and your foot is already on the accelerator pedal and you're slightly accelerating, so you do not roll back when you put the handbrake down. Now it's time to put the handbrake down, but your eyes have to be in the mirror. As soon as you put the handbrake down, slight acceleration and hold your clutch point slightly above the friction point, so your car will start rolling forward. Otherwise, if you go too much above the friction point, your car can stall. So remember, so you have to learn to get to the friction point and slightly above the friction point and hold the clutch there. Then if you accelerate, your car will roll forward only. Then check your blind spot and accelerate more and move off on the road. That's how you do it. The curbside stop in a manual car on the hill. It's a bit hard in the manual car on the hill. So this is how you do it. This is how you follow it. Now, where learners are making mistake. First of all, after they check mirror, blind spot mirror, as they are coming this way near the curb, their indicator turns off and they forget to turn it on. And then they position well and everything, but they do it from here to here without indicator. So that is considered as not indicating. And we know that more than two more than two indicator mistake, we fail the whole test. Nowadays, it's the current situation anyway. So you have to indicate, remember that. Another thing, don't stop too far from the curb, then that's also fail item. Okay, sometimes some learners are so fast, they pull the handbrake on and they forget to change the gear to first gear, and then forget to turn the left indicator off, and they turn the engine off immediately. Don't do that. Do it step by step. So you remember that. So your left indicator is on and you turn the engine off. So when you start your engine and start off from the curb, you will, because as soon as you turn your engine on, your left indicator will turn on. So most of the learners are listening to the indicator. They are not looking in the dashboard which indicator has turned on. So they come out with left indicator on because they think they heard the indicator is on, so they think their right indicator is on. But their right indicator is not on. Left indicator is on. So you have to pay attention. Do it everything step by step. So that is second mistake. And third mistake, they check their blind spot earlier and then they put the handbrake down and look in the mirror and come out. So that is considered as not checking your blind spot just before you come out. If you do check it earlier and then you put the handbrake down, bring the clutch to slightly above the friction point and start accelerating, by that time the situation behind has changed, and if you don't check the blind spot again and come out, it's considered as not checking the blind spot, and it is an immediate fail item. So they want you to check your right blind spot as you come on the road just before you roll out. So remember that. So the right timing, at the right timing, right things should be done. So this is how you do your curbside stop in a manual car. I hope it's enough. I have told you enough to have to do the hill start in a manual car, as well as what are the points people are making mistakes. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.